How's everyone doing? Am I dropping frames? Hello, everybody. Yeah, Stanley Parable. Yeah, you can put a question mark there all you want. I don't have a clue. Honestly, I played the demo, it made me laugh, and I bought the game. As simple as that. What's up, non? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah, computer reception. I love it. You can even see the mouse. Really quick, no. Yeah. So I don't know. I have no clue about this game, and I really do mean no clue. Hold on. I don't like. There we go. I know the genre of game. Well, let's put it this way. It's a bit weird. I've got a weird feel it's like some weird social experiment. I really do. I think it's some kind of unusual social experiment. Because I'll show you the achievements here. Because I've already got one achievement because of what it is. And I always try to get on and set things up before I come on. So it's just a case of switching everything on. And the achievement I got was, I think it was quit the Stanley Parable and restart the game immediately. Right, start it again. So I did. Because I was checking that. Yeah, that reminds me, thanks. What? There's this one, 88. What the hell? This one seems easy. Click on 430, door 435 times. I think I can do that. Achievement. This is an achievement. What? Play the level of commitment. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. Like, what the hell? There's a speed run, fair enough. You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. It's like, don't go outside. Don't play the Stanley Parable for 5 years. 5 years. Not 5 days. Not 5 weeks. Not 5 months. 5 years. So it's like I'm gonna have to like revisit this game exactly 5 years from now. I love this one. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Shows a phone, so I'm gonna see if that's. You never know. It'll probably be something stupid. Yeah. I don't know if that would work because you're playing through Steam, and obviously Steam knows the time and date. So it'll be like, hang on, you're trying to cheat. So, anyway, I'm just gonna get going because I'm really confused by this, and I'm just gonna start. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. It's gonna take a while. Yeah. I'm not. I honestly don't. It's like I'm gonna have to like sit down and be like, I'm gonna have to set an anniversary. So weird.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I'm gonna guess that's my cue. Okay, so
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
what the hell is going on? What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Sorry. If you didn't save your work, I'm sorry. Oh, click on 430.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort.
That's clever.
A measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
How could he do it?
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yeah.
I told you this is a social experiment. It really is. I'm clicking as fast as I can right now.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Okay. I don't even know where that is. Maybe that's the joke. There's no 417. Oh wait. Telling you, it's a social experiment. Oh, there we go.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Oh, this is stupid. Oh, here we go.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415, here we go.
Now, back to door number 437.
Oh, what the fuck?
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Where did I see the cop?
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
How did I jump? Oh.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
What the? This guy's lunatic.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
That was awesome. That was fantastic. That was truly, truly, truly fantastic. And even the achievement looks awesome. Oh, it's not saved. Hold on. Even the achievement looks awesome. Oh. I like that. Okay, so. Alright, we'll check this room out. There's nothing else going on in here. And I've clicked on pretty much every frickin' door in this place. Use X. Okay. It's unusual. I go through there.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
No. That's insulting. It's obviously saying like that it's got the path open for me, but I'm still gonna do this.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I didn't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
This game's such a troll, it's awesome. Oh, what the hell?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It's gorgeous. Best lounge ever.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
And yes, I did play the
At
demo.
this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Oh, that was so good. Right, okay, let's move on.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Oh, first room on the left? Sure.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I love this so far. It's like the funniest thing. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift. Penalty for jumping off cargo lift.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I can never jump.
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
I'm jumping.
But the fact is that the story is... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I wasn't even listening to the guy, I just did it. What the fuck? I'm so confused right now. Okay, so...
All of his co-workers were gone.
I won't do this
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. I'm just gonna switch over. Oh, hang on. That went up one. Interesting.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here
Tips for
either.
not getting fired.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Termination Tuesdays. What to do about 432? Don't tell 432 about me. What the hell? Targets. Push for funding and R&D of new coffee machine. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize paper. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers to synergize. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the synergize guy. Who moved my desk? What? The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Tomorrow complete. Today's unfinished agenda. Right. Next day's a group. What do people want? Things. What's that one? Happy feelings. Mike, James, you are fired. Money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. Stock markets. We need... I don't know, can't really understand. Hopeless? reviews. Want to get rid of the death sport portion of the primary review schedule. What? More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. What? Just need to be more hip. Appeal to the teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in the teenage demographic. Big net. Some sort of child trap. Oh, fuck. Oh, jeez, but throw something in the ideas bin. No more bins, trash cans. Renaming the ideas on fixing. Oh, let's go. I'm gonna die in that room if I didn't stand there too long. Oh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I'm gonna click on everything.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Screw you, narrator.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I'm not moving.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I'm not moving.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Okay, let's go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Of course I'm going to go downstairs. Mandatory.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Okay. Oh. Uh-oh.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh, okay.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay. So, that was interesting. Yes, Hydra. It was originally a Source mod, and this is them about 2 or 3 years ago. It was out. Yeah, it wasn't a Gmod game. It was a Gmod. It was a Source Engine mod. Yeah. So. Okay. Interesting. Still confused. Let's get going again.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Okay. Okay. I was just... See, this computer screen's moved. It was over there, and then it was here. I keep looking for it. I'm gonna go
When
right again.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, I want to see that sweet employee lounge.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Right, I know he's trying to help, but I don't like it. I don't like getting hints, tips, or anything like that, so
Yes, really
please don't be continually putting it in the chat, or I will like give you a long-term timeout so you
that
can't do
even
it.
though all your co-workers
And you
have
know who you are.
mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So yeah, let's just go this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, and on this.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Oh, you can't
I'm
jump.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ooh.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay. I'm worried. Go. Oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Okay.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Press Z on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I'm going to keep going now. I'm
But
kind
in
of
his
intrigued.
mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
To watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
G to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
3 to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through
this place is getting
world,
messy.
he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Hell to tell a kid story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer.
Oh.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
X to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Sick.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Question nothing.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What? Courtroom made the NGT Preamble.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What the hell is going on? Right, hold on. Let me think. Right, I'm gonna go down the right again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I'm gonna go down this way first. Oh,
The
gorgeous.
lounge
Blah,
was
blah, blah.
sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, so I'm gonna go straight ahead again.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
I'm gonna try not answer the
Please,
phone this time.
Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
So, I'm not going to answer the phone
This is
now.
it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay.
That's her, Stanley.
Not answering.
You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double-check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Okay.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Okay.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best path to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise